Welcome to the Sustain podcast, where Nigerian STEM talent, EU employers and STEM experts talk careers, innovation, and building labor pathways between Nigeria and Europe.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Sustain Talk. I am Adedeji, your host for today's section. It's a pleasure to welcome our distinguished guest, Cory Schiff, Head of Programs at the Seefar Foundation and the Project Manager for the Sustain Project. Cory, thank you once again for joining us today. We look forward to hearing your insights.
Thank you so much for inviting me to be here. It's really exciting.
Thank you so much. So, Cory, to begin, what problem does Sustain aim to solve for Nigeria and for Ireland and Germany?
Yeah, great. Aim to solve, I think, is the key word of the sentence. There are things we aim to solve, and then there are things that sometimes we solve by accident, and other challenges that maybe didn't expect. But the basic idea behind Sustain is really that it's a skilled labor mobility program, and what I mean by that is it's a program that's designed to connect young Nigerian professionals in science, technology, engineering, or math. What we refer to as STEM. These particular fields with career opportunities in Europe. And as you mentioned, we're not just talking about everywhere in Europe, we're talking specifically about Germany and Ireland. So on the Germany and Ireland side, right, it's responding to real shortages. Sustain, how do I put this? I mean, it's aiming to address shortages in each of these sectors. STEM professionals in Europe, there are many of them, but in very specific sectors, we're seeing vacancies that are simply not being able to be filled locally. And so we're seeing that play out in statistics as well. I think almost half of European businesses are struggling to recruit people within certain STEM skills that they need. And in Germany specifically, where I'm based, the labor gap is demographic as much as it is skills based. So we're having, industry voices, pointing out, a large share of the workforce that are going to retire, and we're having about, the next 5 to 10 years, a huge gap in that labor market where we're going to need folks to fill those jobs sooner rather than later.
No, I think this is a good opportunity for STEM professionals in Nigeria, because I don't know, can you walk us through how Sustain works from start to finish, from identifying candidates to supporting their transition into employment in Europe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. So it's not rocket science. We've got two different sides of the equation that we're working with here. The first step is really sourcing and matching, right? So we're looking at attracting this really remarkable talent that we're seeing in Nigeria in these STEM sectors. It just never ceases to amaze me, some of the really incredible and talented folks that are taking part in it. So it's about finding people with really specific skill sets and asking them to and accepting their applications if they want to apply to the program, right? Try and figure out what it is that they're interested in doing professionally. That's one side of the equation. The other side of the equation is really looking at, the demand side in the German and Irish labor markets. And so we're really working both sides, right? Through not just our team, but with talent management agencies, right? Those are third-party agencies that work with us, some really talented people that are skilled at finding skilled folks, so to speak. We're matching these two groups together, right? The employers on one hand with these very specific needs, and the remarkably talented individuals that are based in Nigeria that have signed up to be part of our program.
I know so many Nigerians will be like, what sectors? So my next question will be like, which sectors are currently benefiting from Nigerian talent, and which sector do you believe holds significant potential for future placements?
Yeah, well, I can only say based on what we've been exposed to so far, and we are a rather young program, but based on the conversations we're having right now, we started this process really believing that the tech sector would be and all of its derivatives, really the primary driver of a lot of these movements. So, we're talking about different roles at tech companies, mainly startups, and kind of the back end of maybe more traditional companies. That's changed a little bit since we started. I think there's still very much opportunities there, but the tech sector with artificial intelligence and other big, quite monumental changes, have changed that market. Not to say that there's not opportunities. The strategy there is to really hone in on very specific roles that companies are asking for. We're getting a lot of kind of back end DevOps engineers. Obviously AI literacy in all of its various forms is still in high demand. And then on the outside of the tech sector, we're working and looking at several different companies that work with engineering and dimensions of that. So again, it's not just a general need for engineers; it's these very specific engineering or engineering adjacent roles. The ones that come to mind right now are engineering in sustainable practices. So we're talking about working with engineers in solar panel installation and wind turbines. Not just design but also repair, and these kind of very niched approaches that we go employer to employer on.
Oh, this is super great. This is Sustain Talk, and we're talking about inside Sustain, building a bridge between Nigerian talent and European jobs. So my guest here is Cory Schiff, Head of Programs at the Seefar Foundation and the project manager for the Sustain project. So Cory, I still have like few questions to ask you because people need to understand like more about Sustain. Beyond employment placement, what support mechanisms are available to participants, particularly regarding housing, integration, orientation, and language support?
Yeah, this is one of the parts of the program that I'm really, really happy about. And in the initial design that was done with ICMPD, I think this was a really excellent component and one that we're really working towards improving and make happen. It's one of the things that make us different. So we're really committed to helping candidates, both at the beginning, early stage of their journey, but also while they're on the move, once they arrive, and of course, any kind of navigation of where they're at in whatever destination they end up living in. So. What does that mean in practice? Well, that means, before departure, we're looking at culture orientation, depending on which location they're going to, Germany or Ireland. We're looking at language assessments, right, for the German-bound candidates primarily. To the greatest extent possible, we're helping with remote boarding and EU labor market guidance, what their rights are as workers. And then we've also had some, great collaboration with some of our talent management agencies on broader kind of soft skills training and career guidance, how to write CVs and resumes that are going to get you the job and help them excel not just in these roles that they're applying for, but for other ones outside of that.
Oh, this is like I know so many will be interested in this, especially the German language and integration. Everything is well packaged. So looking ahead, what does success for Sustain look like over the next 12 months?
Yeah, I think at there's a kind of a macro level answer to this. So what we would like to see, and then there are the real life experiences of individuals that are harder to quantify. So officially, what we're really looking to see is as many up to 200. To 240 professionals, Nigerian professionals, placed in roles that are really needed in Ireland and in Germany. But really beyond that, what we're looking for is the lived experiences of people going through this process, whether that is the candidate on the side in Nigeria or the employer and the receiving folks. In Germany or Ireland, we're really trying to make this experience as pleasant as possible. So success looks like to me not just a bunch of people moving and finding jobs and careers, but really a fulfilling experience, because movement of any kind, whether it's to a new city or to a new country, it can be really hard. And anything that we can do to help support that process and make it as easy and as hospitable as possible, that would be a huge success for me.
Well, this is actually the best part I love hearing, because I remember most Nigerians went through ISEC and some of them complain about the experience was not okay, but I know Sustain is totally different from ISEC. So what message would you share with employers who are considering hiring through Sustain but have not taken this step?
Yeah, I mean, it's I completely understand where a lot of employers are at, because there's a certain amount of risk involved when you're hiring what you don't know, and historically speaking, a lot of these processes of movement have been slow and sometimes unreliable, and there's often not a kind of trusted intermediary to help facilitate this process, at least at a wide scale. What I'd say to employers is, the richness and the benefits that you can garner from having talent, especially some of these, again, really talented people that we've been working with and have been a part of the Sustain program so far, are really innumerable. It's not just a skill set that you're gaining. It's a different perspective, a point of view, and the chance for someone to really brighten up a workplace in a way that a local, as welcome as they might be, they just can't do, because that they know what they know. And so on top of that, I'd like them to know that, we're here in it with them. So you're not alone in this experience. And, we really exist to de-risk that choice to bring on somebody from abroad as much as possible. And so if there was ever time to do it, it's now, while this program is still running. And we'd love to be a part of their journey as well.
I think they need to take the advantage of using Sustain right now. And finally, for professionals listening today who may be interested in participating, what is the best way for them to get started?
Yeah, so I think this one's pretty straightforward, right? We still have our registration portal still open. I just would really like people to look at the eligibility requirements. So if you meet those, please, you can apply directly through the Sustain website, which I'm sure we'll have linked somewhere here. But it's not a complicated process. If you're somebody who's got some of these skill sets that we're looking for and is interested in making a very big decision, but I think it can be a very fulfilling decision in one's life, to move to another place. Feel free to sign up, and we'll do our best to match you as we're creating the longer list of positions for folks to apply to. So please, feel free.
So thank you so much. So I just let me just add this: Sustain connects European employers with highly skilled Nigerian STEM graduates matched with real STEM jobs. So you can register on www.sustain.eu.org, and you can go to their programs, about us, and the contact, and get more information about Sustain, and you can also apply and refer. Thank you so much, Cory, for sharing your valuable perspective and for highlighting the important work being undertaken through the Sustain project. Thank you so much, and we also extend our sincere appreciation to our audience for joining us for this edition of Sustain Talk.
Sustain Talk. Disclaimer: this post was produced with the financial assistance of the European Union, contracted by ICMPD through the Migration Partnership Facility. The contents of this post are the sole responsibility of Seefar Foundation and can under no circumstances be regarded as reflecting the position of the European Union and the one of ICMPD.